Art museums are nice, but you know what? Nature's art is very special indeed. Certainly up here in the Pocono Mountains, where also the Tricky Triangle is located, and we are back to action in round 5 of the Dodge Viper Cup. There's a good look at Bucky Lasik, the skateboarding specialist. But he's mentioned, as we said earlier, that he has done a little bit of road racing in his career, but nothing like the Dodge Viper Cup. So we asked him, how does it compare?
I'd have to say this is the best driving experience to date right now. Driving the acr-x, doing top speeds over 160 on a very fast track. New car, new track to me. So it's very humbling. Well, I've been skateboarding for about 27 years, been pro for about 20 years almost. So I've been around for a while, and I don't plan on going anywhere. Well, I used to be into actually car stereos, and I actually wrapped my car around a tree, and from that point on I decided I'd put the money in the suspension. I did a celebrity race in 2005 at the Long Beach Grand Prix, and that was my first race that I ever raced in, and I won the celebrity portion of the race. And from there, I started taking racing a little bit more seriously. I think my strategy for the weekend is basically to stay clean, return a nice, beautiful Dodge Viper back to Lux Racing, practice safe and practical etiquette, racing etiquette, and, you know, be fast. It's a shot in the dark to say that I'm here to win, but I'm here to drive the best I can and maybe a top 5.
I gotta tell you, Greg, I'm knocked out by this guy. He seems so calm, so cool. Let's face it, a celebrity race at the Long Beach Grand Prix is more an exercise in calamity than racing. So he really doesn't have any experience.
Oh! Well, as we're talking about it, Tom, he just gets in a little bit hot. He's gonna come right back on in front, nudges that barrier over there, but fortunately, when the first hit was into those tires, and then he just pancaked it fairly smoothly on that side. As he comes around here, we'll see if he's got any damage on the car.
Oh, that'll buff right out.
Yeah, exactly. Just a little scuff in the back. Yeah, Cindy and Fred can take care of that, no problem. And Bucky back at it. But once again, dirt, debris, some tires on the racing surface, so the Dodge Challenger pace car comes out onto the track. But you know, one thing about Bucky talking about the racing etiquette and the like, as we hop on board for a look at this replay, Tom.
Well, Bucky just, as you said, absolutely overcooked it, and now he's dealing with a cockpit full of elbows and knees as he tries to do something. Bucky never quits trying to steer that thing, but unfortunately, the thing that stopped him was made of Armco. But didn't hit it hard, gathered it up, and didn't lose that much position as he comes out of this thing. We'll count back to Bucky. He's still certainly got a place in the top 5 if he really wants it bad enough.
Yeah, he just has to really hustle that car right now and see what he could do. Very quick caution. The workers here doing a nice job of getting that cleaned up.
Well, they're getting used to it.
Yeah, exactly. They're getting practice. The pace car's in, and we are going to go back at it again. We are green. Von Quillick way down to the inside. As you can see, we hop on board with Connie Bogan, currently running in the 9th spot as they come whistling down. And again, Burgess all over the back of Keating on this long, long run now through this first turn. And then the even longer run up into the tunnel turn. We're on board with Shims, and he has got a great view.
Not that great a view in terms of his camera position. He definitely hit something hard. But you see how fast these cars are getting up to speed again. These Michelins are ready. The tires are hot. The yellow is brief. Now we're racing Tricky Triangle style.
On board with Keating at ViperExchange.com machine. Floats it out to the wall, then gets it straight, then onto the brakes. And that is a delicate little ballet you've got to do right there as you're coming through that turn, but he runs it wide, drops that tire again, and Verges is going to be looking at that going, well, you know, maybe he's a little susceptible to some pressure here. If I can get close enough, maybe I can make something happen.
Verges has been one of the most creative drivers today of trying different spots on the banking, and now the 32 car slows up in a big hurry, and not only Verges, Shims is alongside.
Yeah, he just got in a little hot again. The car skated, and Verges wasted no time in another wiggle, and that is just going to be enough. Shims going to be able to make it stick. He's planted on the outside, sweeping. This is where Shims spun before, and this time no problems at all, but they are still side by each as we get back onto the banking of the Tricky Triangle, and Shims says, all right, tuck in, get a tow.
I am just absolutely jonesing on the combination of this high bank racing and that infield where all these guys are relative experts compared to what they're doing out here. Dynamically, this race changes lap to lap.
Well, that's the amazing thing about it, isn't it? The two different elements of this track, and right now it's Ben Keating hanging on in the front. From a videographer's angle, this area is what you would call target rich. That is spectacular. We're back, everybody, and we are back to Green Flag Racing here for round number 5 of the Dodge Viper Cup. And out front, it is Keith Vergers, and he's gone around Keating, as you saw that right before we went to break. Keating slots into second, but Keating under immense pressure from Shims at this point. Draws away just a little bit at that point of the banking. But right about here, Shims starts to claw it back as they make this long launch down this back straight. And folks, the sound here is spectacular. We're just going to lay out for a sec. Enjoy this, these big displacement V10s. It's an amazing sound as we hop on board with Keating. And watch this now as he's got to get it woed down, and he's giving himself some room to that outside barrier there, isn't he, Tom?
You know, Ben Keating's tried every different line through here, but he's a little bit loose on his setup. And obviously, he's working great on the banking, but as he gets into the infield, I've noticed he's just a little bit loose, and he's trying stuff. He's just like any champion racer. He's out there with a car that's constantly changing. He's trying stuff.
Well, it's like you're driving two different tracks here. You got that half that is just the high-speed oval section, and then you've got this very twisty infield section. So do they have to set it up? Do they have to look for some sort of compromise in the setup, or you just go for the fast section and then hang on through this?
I'll tell you, that's what the garage area has been buzzing about all weekend long. How do you set up a Dodge Viper Cup car for a track like this? As we see the white flag, we're seeing all of these performance that these Vipers can deliver right now in the last lap.
This is it. Game on, and Vergers has himself a little bit of a margin, and there's Keating's view. That's where he's got to get if he wants to pull this one out, and he's got to find something here because Vergers has been very impressive from the get-go. Remember, folks, he started dead last, came up through the pack, and then has been in the wars with these guys along with Shims. And so right now, Vergers just looking to hang on, and Keating trying to figure out where can I make up a bit of a chunk of time here. Here they go through that turn, and look at that speedometer. They're pushing 160 miles an hour before they get to that tunnel turn. Spectacular.
To answer your question, where is Keating going to try to make it up? He's going to do it in the infield because this is where he's comfortable. Get ready for a show, folks.
There's Vergers, there's Keating, and that beautiful red, white, and blue Viper right behind Vergers, trying to get even closer still into the S's one last time here for round 5. And Vergers, he just has to hit his marks, not make the mistake. If he can do that, he should be in pretty good shape here. But Keating has closed it up. He has taken away some of that margin. Now, turn 8. This is where everybody has had their issues. Very tricky corner, but up onto the banking. Vergers gets it straightened out, drops the hammer. Keating carrying a lot of speed, but it's not enough. And the checker flies, and Vergers brings it home. But Keating ate up a bunch of that margin. What a great finish by Keating. Shims will complete the podium. What a run.
I'm starting to fall head over heels in love with this series. Look at Ryan Shims with a damaged front end. You'd think he's got no arrow. How's he going to run a track like this? He ends up in 3rd place. Eric Allern in the 4th spot. Jim Stout, always Stout. He's in 5th.
Absolutely incredible. And now, as we take a look at the point standings after round 5, Shims continues in the lead. Keating, Stout, Vergers, and Von Quillick complete your top 5 as we take a look at the rest of the lineup at this stage, and everybody enjoying this cool down lap. But let's get down to Victory Circle.
Straight in. Straight on him, okay? Up here, that's it.
I'm just ecstatic. A little bit of good luck, a little bit of shenanigans in front of me, and my crew, I just can't say enough about them. We had a clutch failure in the first session today. They had the transmission out twice. They got me a great clutch, a great driving car, and it was fantastic.
Unfortunately, I mean, the good news is I ran a great race. The ViperExchange.com Viper handled beautifully. I had worked up a decent lead. I got the pole. I'm really happy with everything. A little NASCAR yellow got me. I went green again, and I think my front tires were a little cold, and I pushed through one of the turns, and Keith got by me.
Yeah, there's a little bit of contact in the first lap. Ended up getting spun out in the final turn, and you know, luckily we had a few choice yellows throughout the race that got us back up towards the front. It really, the yellows played a big role in our finish today. Kind of disappointed, but tomorrow's another race, and we'll go from there.
It is another race coming up. There's a great celebration, a look at your podium, and what a race it was. And the nice thing is they get to come back here and do it again. And of course, for Keith Verges, there's one more little piece of business to attend to because those tires are used up anyway, so why not?
Oh, you know, Michelin loves this as much as Keith Verges does. He's going to light him up on this tricky triangle in Pennsylvania. There it is, round number 5 wrapped up. I can't wait for round number 6.